Welcome back, everyone. We are live, and it is Wednesday afternoon. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate you hopping on. We do have some breaking news to cover for you folks, and that is the fact that we have this rumor circulating and making rounds here that a massive tax is coming to the American people, and it's not coming from the party that you think. Everyone thinks that the party of taxation is indeed the left. But this is quite interesting, this proposal that we're hearing, and this is coming out of some high people in the Congress, and specifically in the House, where you have a quite right-leaning conservative majority right now, and led by Kevin McCarthy. So we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about this 30% tax that is being discussed and could very well potentially be implemented in the United States of America and ultimately become the law of the land. So let's get started here in just a moment. We do have some people hopping on. Welcome. All right, YouTube algorithm kicking in there. It is Wednesday afternoon or morning, depending on your time zone. Let us know where you're coming from, city, state, location, whatever you want to tell us in the live chat or in the comment section. If you're watching the replay, definitely let us know. And all right, hello. Make sure you guys go ahead and smash the like button. I would appreciate that. Okay, we do have some more people coming on here. I'll kick off the chat briefly. Awesome. Super. And we also have my Facebook viewers as well. What's up, Facebook? Good to have you on. Facebook, how are you doing? As we stream there as well. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Facebook. That link is down below in the description if you don't already follow me and see my updates and videos and other content that I put out on Facebook as well, some additional content that I do not do here on YouTube. Make sure you go ahead and catch me there. So with that being said, guys, let's get started and dive right in. Make sure you go ahead and smash the like button. I would appreciate that. If this live stream gets to 500 likes, we will do a cash giveaway where we give away $100 to a few of you lucky subscribers. Speaking of being subscribed, make sure that you do have that subscribe button clicked and notifications turned on. That is so important. And once we hit 30,000 subscribers, we will do another cash giveaway where we give away, well, at this point it would be triple the amount of cash that we gave away 10,000, and then an additional sum of money compared to 20,000. So do look forward to that. Hopefully we can get there soon. So let's read into exactly what is going on here. And obviously this is seeing huge backfire here from the left. So House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, right? He is the newly elected Speaker of the House, has backed his fellow Republicans into a corner with one of the promises he made to his far-right flank to land his job. And that is opening the door considering fringe legislation that would replace the income tax with a federal sales tax and indeed abolish the IRS. Most GOP members appear determined to distance themselves as much as possible from this idea. Not a surprise. This is quite extreme. And McCarthy himself said that this week he doesn't support the legislation. So he's also going back on it. But Democrats aren't going to let the issue die quickly. They've been more than happy to use it as a cudgel to portray Republicans as dangerous radicals. So what do you guys think of this so far? This is super interesting. Certainly an extreme idea. This definitely isn't popular, and it wouldn't be popular with the American people either. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Anyone in the comments or the live chat? Awesome. So what happened here is President Joe Biden even commented on this, saying this week about the plan, "You gotta be kidding me. What in God's name is this all about?" He wanted to say that slapping a 30% national sales tax on, quote, every item from groceries, gasoline, clothing, supplies, and medicine, and totally is against it. Now, various forms of the legislation, which has been dubbed the Fair Tax Act, that's actually not a new term that's been around for decades, actually, but it's attracted little serious attention from Republican leaders until now. A spokesperson for Representative Andrew Clyde of Georgia, one of the 21 GOP holdouts who initially blocked McCarthy's speakership bid and is a co-sponsor of the legislation, said that McCarthy promised that the legislation would go through the committee process. So this is not necessarily dead just yet, and it has been resurfaced and rekindled by McCarthy and a few staunch Republicans, some very hardcore conservatives, and forcing the discussion of the unpopular tax puts the GOP in a political bind once again that seems doomed to repeat itself for the House's slim majority. And miraculously, they were able to hold on to that, or at least get the majority this past midterms season, but who knows if that will be the case come the next election, especially with ideas like this. And this is not the only one as far as what the Republicans are trying to do in an extreme way. Now, McCarthy must walk a tightrope between appeasing the renegade factions of his caucus and disassociating the party from policy proposals that could hurt Republicans at the ballot box, not just at the congressional level, but obviously rank and file all the way down. And the newly anointed chair of the House Ways and Means Committee, Representative Jason Smith, Republican from Missouri, said that he's committed to having a committee hearing on the legislation in which members can have an open and transparent debate. So this particular congressman is also open to it as well, and he has a high position in the House. Supporters of the legislation argue that it would create a fairer, more transparent tax system. It would obviously eliminate federal income, payroll, and estate taxes and replace them with a 23%, or depending on the way you calculate it, 30% tax at the national level. Now, many Republican members of the House Ways and Means Committee are so far treating the legislation like it's radioactive. Representative Carol Miller, Republican from West Virginia, for example, said, "I have no opinion yet" when asked about the bill. Representative Randy Feenstra of Iowa, who is one of the 10 new GOP members to join the committee this Congress, said, quote, "Let me withhold that for now." Others were a bit more blunt, like Representative David Schweikert, a Republican from Arizona, and he had said there's never going to be a vote for it, and this is a policy wonk on the committee who proceeded to give his view of how fair tax is technically flawed. Schweikert said that its more effective version of the idea would involve taxing goods at each point that value is added to them in the supply chain rather than all at once at the point of sale. And sensing the political peril of the legislation, longtime tax critics from the Wall Street Journal editorial board to Grover's, Norquist's Americans for Tax Reform have launched their own offensive against the legislation. For example, according to the one of the commentaries here, quote, "The fair tax isn't happening and won't survive regular order, despite assertions from Democrats like Chuck Schumer and President Biden. In fact, House co-sponsorship of the Fair Tax Act is at a 20-year low. Support has been dwindling for the past decade, dropping by 2/3 since 2013. But the chief sponsor of the legislation, Representative Buddy Carter, a Republican from Georgia, issued his own broadside disputing what he called the myths surrounding the bill, taking on one of the biggest criticisms that a national sale tax would hit lower income folks as well as retirees particularly hard, while the rich would benefit disproportionately. Carter's release said, "The fair tax is the only progressive tax reform bill currently pending before Congress." Went on to say each household will receive a monthly prebate based on federal poverty levels and household size that will allow families to purchase necessary goods such as food, shelter, and medicine, essentially tax-free. This is similar to our current individual exemption and refundable tax credit system. And Democrats are already going after the fine points, like Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries in a Wednesday press conference depicted the legislation as part of an extreme Republican agenda that would also target Social Security and other entitlement benefits. According to, when you look at it, if you have Jeffries and Democrats in the House, I believe it would cause the next Great Depression if we would impose it, Schumer said, of the national sale tax, contending the idea or the data that shows that the tax would raise the cost of a household by $125,000, the cost of a car by $10,000, and the average grocery bill by $3,500 a year. And politicians have been just absolutely scrutinizing, and this is getting a lot of backlash. So what are your thoughts on this, folks? It's definitely interesting, and I don't know if it's necessarily what we need right now in a very inflation-friendly economy. I think this is the last thing the American people want to see, and I think you'd have to really, really do a due diligence and really study the data here and what exactly it would mean for the average household, not just the upper class or lower class, but the middle class. What exactly would this program mean And is this necessarily what you want to do right now after printing trillions of dollars into this economy? So I'm curious, what do you guys think? Sorry about that. Still getting off a little bit of a sickness there, but it's definitely dwindling down. I do appreciate you guys bearing with me. Thank you so much. But what do you guys think of this? Let me know down below in the comments section or in the live chat. Certainly interesting. If you guys did enjoy this video, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed, have notifications turned on. Get some free stocks down below using the broker's links. And connect me on social media using the links down below. I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.